All right, so let's start this broadcast with the big story that we are tracking on WION, and this, of course, has got to do with the civil war that is presently underway in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Prime Minister Abby Ahmed has said that the federal troops will not advance further in the war-torn region of Tigre to avoid an escalation of the conflict. However, he's warned that the decision could in fact be overturned any time if the country's territorial sovereignty is threatened by the rebel forces. The announcement has come just days after Tigray rebels declared a retreat from several regions as they made their way back into the Tigrayan stronghold. The United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres, meanwhile, has welcomed the Ethiopian government's announcement. The development has come after federal government on Wednesday claimed that it has recaptured Almata city in the southern Tigrayan province. It came after the Tigrayan forces announced this week that they have pulled out their troops from Amhara and also from the Afar province. The conflict that has dragged on for over 13 months between Abby Ahmed and the Tigrayan rebels has unleashed political turmoil across Ethiopia. According to the United Nations, the ongoing fighting has resulted in over 2 million people getting displaced, and more than 9 million people across Ethiopia are in dire need of food aid and other assistance. All right, let's now shift our attention from the Ethiopian conflict to what is happening along the border with Ukraine and Russia, where Kiev's top security official has now claimed that the Russian President Vladimir Putin is actually pretty much bent on destroying the country. Now, speaking to the AFP, Ukraine's national security chief Alexei Danilov said that the ongoing talks of a possible invasion by Moscow could potentially destabilize Ukraine and could push the country into complete chaos. He, however, added that there is, at this point of time, no imminent risk that Russia would invade into Ukraine.
Знищити нашу країну. Але чи хоче він її всю загарбати? Так, звичайно, хоче. Чи вдасться в нього? Ні, не вдасться. Ще раз наголошую. Те, що стосується певних територій, він точно знає, що вона їм не по зубам. Більш того, і та територія, яку він хоче зараз, скажімо так, приєднати до себе, вона так само йому буде не по зубах.
Meanwhile, the United States has said that it is preparing for talks with Russia over the ongoing crisis. The announcement follows accusations from the Western powers, who have blamed Moscow for continuing the military deployment along the Ukrainian border. According to a U.S. official, the United States is ready to engage in diplomacy as soon as possible, maybe even as early as January. Now, Putin has called Washington's willingness to discuss the security proposals as a very positive development. He also said that negotiations in the month of January will allow nations to move forward. The shift of stance has come after tensions had peaked earlier in the week, after Vladimir Putin vowed to take retaliatory military steps in response to what he described as a clear case of West's aggression towards Moscow. Meanwhile, fresh satellite images captured by a U.S. company show that Russia has continued with its build-up of forces in the region. Some latest videos show Russian snipers and motor rifle brigades holding military exercises in the Rostov region close to the Ukrainian border. Kremlin, however, has said that it has no intention of launching an imminent attack on Ukraine and has accused Ukraine of fueling these claims. Now, Hubble telescope, remember, was launched way back in 1990. It is said to be on its last legs. It had an expected lifespan of about 31 years, but now it is on safe mode. And it is this crucial juncture that the James Webb telescope is expected to be put into an orbit. Now, the James Webb telescope is being described as a successor to Hubble, and a comparison between the two shows this why. The James Webb telescope is considered a sort of a time machine in space, similar to Hubble. Their ability to view faraway objects makes them a stellar asset. Data from Hubble has formed the basis of understanding of the outer universe. It has discovered new planets, satellites, and also distant galaxies. In 2012, the telescope showed 7 primitive galaxies formed more than 13 billion years ago. More importantly, when the universe was less than 4% of its present age, which lies very close to the time period of the Big Bang.
Hubble absolutely has changed the way humans look at the universe and our place in it. It shows us that the universe has been changing over time, that stars, in fact, are an integral part of producing the types of elements that we need for life, for planets, for our well-being.
Now remember, Hubble was launched at a time when we did not have enough information about the existence of stars and galaxies for a few 100 million years immediately in the aftermath of the Big Bang. There was not enough technology as well, and James Webb Telescope will fill the gap that Hubble could not due to technical limitations. Now, much of Hubble telescope's ability was limited due to technical fault in its mirrors. The new James Webb Telescope comes with 18 pieces of glasses to overcome that hurdle.
This is the first time we're launching a telescope with a mirror not made out of a single piece of glass, but it's made out of 18 pieces of glass. These are segments. Here we have a model, and you see the 18 segments that all have to be aligned perfectly, so it functions as one large mirror.
The telescope has also been equipped with infrared technology to capture images based on frequency. Hubble has a wide field camera based on wavelength. The new telescope is also located at a much higher altitude, which will help us locate planets and galaxies that were unknown before.
The Webb will search the atmospheres of exoplanets for biosignatures, and it will search the interstellar medium for organic compounds that seed life.
And instead of orbiting the Earth, James Webb Telescope will orbit the Sun, and therefore it operates at minus 230 degrees Celsius. Hubble orbited the Earth and had an operating temperature of about 20 degrees Celsius. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.